Welcome back to Chase's Everything Shooting. Today's episode is the Deringer. Impractical, pointless, or just a Hollywood gun?
Muzzle deep enough in his back and nobody will hear the shot.
Careful, Buford. You ain't got but one bullet with that.
I only need one.
Great video, wasn't it? Well, you know what? There's a lot about the Deringer we need to talk about. So let's talk about that. Henry Deringer, William Henry Deringer actually, created the Philadelphia Deringer. And that Deringer was a muzzle-loading cap-lock firearm. Now, one of the reasons it was so popular was that it was concealable. Now, concealable then and concealable today is totally different. But back then, that firearm was about that long and about that tall, which was very concealable for the time. Now, the one thing that made the Deringer so infamous was April 14th, 1865, when John Wilkes Booth decided to use the Philadelphia Deringer to assassinate President Lincoln. Now, there are rumors that there were several reasons he wanted to use the Deringer. The number one reason was it was concealable. It was small enough to be able to get into Ford's Theater. The other reason was it was .44 caliber, and he felt that would be a large enough caliber to do what he needed to do to assassinate the president. Now, we all know that the Philadelphia Deringer was inaccurate, underpowered, and inconsistent. I mean, you could pull the trigger 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and sometimes it wouldn't even go off. So he knew that was one of those things that could happen. That's why he needed to be so up close and personal in order to assassinate, the president. And even at that, when he did take his shot, the president actually lived 9 more hours after the shot. Now, he was unconscious during that period of time, but it didn't kill him right away, which really, pardon me, I can't get over this cold, shows that the firearm was very underpowered, and that kind of goes with what happened. So let's talk about the grieving American public and all the press reports coming out. Now, as you see it, the Deringer, William Henry Deringer, was spelled Deringer, Deringer. Well, when the press got in on the assassination, they didn't understand that it was just one R. They added 2 R's to it. So John Wilkes Booth killed President Lincoln with a Deringer, Derringer. Well, from that point on, the 2 R's stuck. And I'll tell you, even up to today, when I wrote this script, my spell check kept going back and adding the other R in there for Deringer. So obviously there was a big impact on the press and media. You know, that's enough with the history. Let's talk about what I think is like impractical and where its practicability is of the Derringer. Okay, the Derringer was very small and it got smaller and it got smaller and it got more reliable and more powerful. And as you see in the video clip that we just watched, you know, they were very, very concealable. And that's a great firearm to have. Now, one of the issues that I see with the Derringers of the past are that they were single shot, double shot. There was actually a pepper box, which was 4 shots. And, you know, it worked. It was way more consistent than the Philadelphia Derringer, but they were definitely a one and done type situation. I'm not so sure in today's time I would want a one and done. And the reliability, they were pretty good in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Reliability came around and got much better. But still, you're talking about a 1 shot, 2 shot, at best 4 shots, but very few of those pepper boxes were ever really made and sold. So, yes, the Derringer had its place, but really, in today's firearms, would you put it in your inventory and carry it as a concealable weapon? You know, the Derringer really, to me, is a firearm that I would definitely have in my own collection, but it's not something I'd carry. I'd like to have one, put it in my collection, and shoot it occasionally and let other people shoot it because they want to shoot a Derringer. But you know what? I would not put my life on a Derringer. And there's several reasons for that. Number one, the Derringers definitely are small and compact, but if you put anything very large as a caliber inside that, it's going to be very, very hard to hold on to and very, very hard to be accurate. Now, they make Derringers in 22, 38, they make it in 357. There are some made in 45 long Colt that will also take the 410 shotgun shell. Now, I have to tell you, I have a judge, and I call it my hunting or my snake gun. I wear it when I go hunting, and when I'm out working at the hunting lease, I constantly carry it for snakes. Now, I have a full-size judge. It's got a 3-inch barrel. It's not a total full size, but it is a 45 long Colt with a 410 shell also. I will tell you, that is a full metal stainless steel firearm, and it still has a heck of a kick when I shoot that gun. Now, think about putting something that's this long and this tall in your hand and shooting a 45 long Colt, a 357, a 38, and what kind of recoil is going to be coming back through that firearm and back into your hand. Can you hold on to it? You can, but is it going to be a firearm that you want to shoot? No. Are you going to want it in a gunfight? No, because you only have 2 rounds. You better be darn good. FBI statistics say that most firearm shootouts are done within 21 feet. Okay? 21 feet. Now, If you miss, you got one more. If you happen to wound them, you don't have anything else. So again, I'm going to bring back to the table is it a firearm that you want to keep with you as a concealed firearm? I'm not so sure it is, especially when we have a lot of other concealable firearms that have 6, 7, 10 rounds that you can use to protect yourself. You know, the LCPs by Ruger, very small, very compact, very nice firearm. 380, yeah, I'm not real cool about 380, but if you have the right ammo, it's good. 9 millimeter for sure. You know, you have the Walther PPK, the James Bond gun. Everybody wants one of those. Very nice firearm. You know, very concealable. 9 millimeter, very reliable. Something I would probably carry as a concealed firearm. Now we have the Colt Defender and Cobra. Those are both very, very reliable firearms. Yeah, kind of big, kind of heavy, but very, very good. Then we'll go to the Glock 43. You know, it's the trusted Glock. I carry personally a Glock 36, the 45. I like it. It's accurate. It always works. You know, it's just, to me, one of the better firearms. Now, the other firearm that I think is a phenomenal concealed carry is the Springfield Hellcat. And that you can have up to 10 rounds in, and it's a phenomenal firearm. That's a 9 millimeter. I didn't say that earlier. So it's a great firearm. Another really good one is the SIG 365. Another great firearm. What do you have? 7 to 10 rounds. You know, so I have to say that if you're really carrying, then think about some of those firearms as the firearms that you're going to carry. Now, I do have to say the very modern Derringers are really cool. I mean, Bond Arms is one of the manufacturers. Um, American does some Derringers, but the Bond Arms I really think are super good quality. But again, we're talking about a firearm that has 2-shot capability. Now, would I have one? You bet I would. Would I carry it? Probably not. But it would be a great, fun firearm to have. So, at the end of all of this, and let's talk really, impractical? Yeah, the Derringer really was impractical. Pointless? At the time, it wasn't. It was concealable. Today, it really is pretty much a pointless firearm. For collectors, maybe, fun to have, still kind of pointless. Is it the Hollywood gun? You bet it is. You know, just like the PPK, the Bond gun. You know what? There are more Derringers in movies than anything else. So it is the Hollywood gun. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Like and subscribe.